Hello.
Hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you may be.
So Ahmed, we are on your channel, and also our
Woohoo!
channels as well. Yeah. Should
Yes.
we self-introduce ourselves for everyone who don't know who we are yet?
Yes, more than happy to do this. My name is Ahmed Sharkawi. I'm an Amazon seller, a full-time Amazon seller, selling in the United States, living in the UK, and wow, uh, I'm a father of three kids. Oh, sorry. I need to mute my.
Oh, technical difficulty.
No worries. I'll continue. Yeah, he's father of three kids, seven-figure seller, uh, Romanian all-star captain. Yeah. And then,
There you go.
um, you know, mega connector. I'll introduce myself while it's loading. I'm Samuel from BQool. Um, I'm the brand evangelist, and also I'm a AI repricing expert. And I'll turn it over to Allison.
That means you're an expert in AI. That's amazing. I'm Allison from SellerAmp, everybody. I work on the operational side here at SellerAmp, so I've probably interacted with a few of you in the past, but nice to meet anybody who I haven't interacted with.
All right, back to you, Ahmed.
Oh,
How's
sorry. I just had Facebook somewhere in the background, and I could hear myself, and this is why I
Oh,
had to. Sorry, now it's all fixed. I don't
you're
really
good.
have experience with these lives. I apologize. Yeah, I will repeat. So I'm a full-time Amazon seller, selling in Amazon USA, living in UK. I have one of the best communities when it comes to Amazon sellers, e-commerce in general. Very proud of that amazing community, and I'm very happy to be with you here, guys. I think it's first time I'm yes, it's first time when I'm in the same live with Alison from SellerAmp, and I'm very proud, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. We've met in
And
person a few times, but yes. How long have you been selling on Amazon?
since 2021 January, so that's
Okay.
like 3 years in.
Yeah,
Uh, oh,
good for you. It's been
yeah.
it's been amazing to see, and for anybody who might not know him, he's documented the whole journey, and it's been awesome to see how it's changed. So I
Yes,
applaud you for your efforts in keeping it going.
I went full time last year in February. After 5 or 6 years of driving lorries, trucks. Yeah, for Americans who don't know what is a lorry, I just learned that America they have
We don't. That's not what they call them in America. Yeah.
yes. Um, Beautiful journey, very hard, but I made it. I made it in in the end.
And one of the best networkers out there for sure. He's always connecting people together, as Samuel said, and really just trying to lift everybody up. Trying to help all sellers succeed.
Yes.
So we have a very interesting topic today. We're gonna share about BQool and SellerAmp integration and how that would really improve your workflow, how that improves Ahmed's workflow, and we'll talk about some real life scenarios that you could use. And you want to make sure you stay because there's going to be some special promo for Ahmed's community as well. So you do want to stay for that. And so I'm going to just show everybody the agenda, and we can quickly look through it so everyone can know what to expect in the next little bit of time that we have. First of all, tell us where you're from. Like, type in the chat. Let us know where you watching this from. Yeah, we'll love to see all of the different friends from all around the world, different parts. And yeah, so type in the chat. Where you're from. Yeah, let us know, and we'll give it a shout out. Yeah.
Oh.
A few people message me right now that the live is not showing in my group.
We'll take a look at that right now and see if we could see the live in your group. so more people could take advantage and learn about the benefits as well. Um, so let's take a look at your Facebook group as well and see if they can if they can take a look at that. Now, while we check that out, we will be quickly introducing why we have the integration between SellerAmp and BQool. What's the motivation behind it? Also, the benefits for sellers, and then also how do you set it up? Um, Very quick, very easy, and also some scenarios that you could use for online arbitrage, for retail arbitrage. If you already have the product, if you already sent it to FBA, if you haven't have the product, different use cases, and we also have an open Q&A, so anybody could ask questions, and then we'll be answering them at the Q&A section as well. So, Ahmed, I want to ask you, how did you hear about BQool and how did you hear about SellerAmp?
About BQool, I'm a person who loves always like exploring new softwares. Always, I'm watching YouTube videos, googling what new softwares are in the market because I truly believe there is always something better. um, and I found BQool by just randomly looking at softwares on YouTube. And I said, okay, let me have a look. What I appreciate a lot about BQool, and I told you, Samuel, many times, that you invest a lot in showing to the people what the software is doing. Like you can find billions of videos with BQool, which is amazing. We're very active in social media, on YouTube in special, which is great. And with SaaS, I think from the community, from the Facebook groups, I signed up to SaaS when I started many years ago. Not many, but yeah. And when I saw the integration, I used BQool before, and then when I saw the integration now with SaaS, I said, okay, I will sign up straight away, and this is what I did. And I can't wait to go more in deep about the reasons why I love this integration. It's a game changer for me.
Awesome.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. And then, Alison, I wanted to ask you,
Mhm.
um, like, why did we decide to do this integration from your point of
Yeah.
view? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like what's the backstory? Yeah, to let everybody know,
Yeah. Well, we're
let them know the secrets.
the secrets. So we, as far as analysis tool, are sort of at the start of that process of when you find a product and then you buy the product and you ship it in and you sell it, and there's a whole process that follows, right? And we're kind of that software at the start of the process, and that's where you're really tuned into how much the product costs. I mean, you're closest to what your product cost is when you're analyzing, right? You ship it in, you sell it, and 2 months later you're trying to remember what you paid for it. That's too hard, right? You can't remember what you paid for it. So it just seemed very logical to us. We're a big fan of partnerships and of finding complementary products, and BQool is one of those products for us. We work harmoniously where we are part of this process, and then one of the next steps in the process is repricing that product once it gets to Amazon. So rather than having you be a desk jockey and having to take that same information to every step along the way, we just wanted to integrate it together and save you time and help you be more consistent in the data that you're taking all the way through the journey of selling that product.
Yeah, I think definitely we had a lot of customers who really
Yeah.
wanted to have the integration because they're using both tools. So they made this request to us, and then we consulted with different people, including Ahmed and other ones as well, to see how can we make this so it's very easy, very very streamlined some of the workflows, and what was some of the difficulties that we face to make this integration happen.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody wants everything to happen in a software space really quickly, but it wasn't that quick, unfortunately. So it took a lot of back end work because there is not only opening up the portal, so to speak, to get the information to BQool, but then it's where does it live when it gets there? It's how does it get applied once it gets there? And then the reverse of, okay, I'm in BQool and I want to reanalyze the product, then going back to SAS and having SAS look it up again. So there's a lot of connectivity in there, and it just took the techie guys a little bit to figure it out. So, but we're pleased it's working, and we've got plenty of users of both services who have connected their accounts together, or to Ahmed's point, connecting, getting purchasing SellerAmp or BQool if you might not have had it before, just to streamline that process.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's really good is both, SellerAmp and BQool's founders are both large Amazon sellers, and then so they really understand the process, the flow, and then we take also recommendations from our friends in the industry to make sure that there's all sorts of different scenarios so that it would work in different scenarios. And then, Ahmed, I want to ask you, Ahmed, like, what are some of the benefits of this integration that you've experienced firsthand?
Wow. First of all, you are saving a lot of time by having the BQool panel in SAS when analyzing a product on the Amazon page. So you see on the left side, or in my case, yeah, depending on where you keep the SAS, you see in the SAS panel, you can see the cost of goods, you can see the SKUs, you can see how many you sold in the last 7 days, in the last 30 days, which is very important, especially if you want to replenish something. The stock level. You can assign rules from the SAS, from the BQool panel, which is in SAS. You can assign and change rules. You can add min and max. Everything it's in front of you. So you don't need to go back and forth, go back to the BQool, do this and that, and go back to the Amazon page. You have everything on the Amazon page and on one place, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, it definitely is a huge time saver. And you can also be even more productive. So you can spend time sourcing products, networking with other sellers as well. And then I just want to share some of the benefits just to show everybody what are some of the benefits. And then some of the benefits from the BQool side, from BQool users, is you're able to use SellerAmp on your mobile phone, on your, as a Chrome extension. Also, when you're browsing different websites, when you're sourcing, so you're able to add the min and max right within SellerAmp, and you can actually pick the BQool repricing rule within SellerAmp as well. There's also much faster access to SellerAmp inside the BQool software. And then for SellerAmp users, if you're using BQool, then you get a lot more access to graphs, buy box analytics, and much more. Yeah, so there's a lot of benefit. Yeah, Allison, for SellerAmp users, what are some of the benefits of integrating with BQool?
Of the integration, yeah.
Yes.
There's you get better visibility of current stock situation, for example. If you're replenishing, as an example, you can see how many units you have available. You just have a better view of how things, and obviously where they're priced, how they're selling. So, and that's what we really want to do, is give you that quick insight to understand if, in particular, when you have that product already in your inventory, what is the state of it. And that really, it's one thing to find a new product and then go through the process, but really so many people on a regular basis are going back to find a replenishable product or purchase something again. And that's when they need that information really, really quickly.
Yeah, for sure. So we talked a little bit about all these benefits. Like, should we show them, like, how easy it is to do? So we're going to show them a live demo. And then, Ahmed, I want to ask you, was it hard for you to link up the two?
No, just 2 clicks, I think.
Just 2 clicks, right? Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, very, very easy. Nothing to worry about. Very easy. And in SAS, actually, I've done it with a friend of mine today, Gavin, which I want to say hi. Yeah, so in SAS settings, it's just telling you, copy the key, paste it in BQool, I think, something like that. And yeah, very easy. 1 second.
Pretty
Yeah, so let's
straightforward. Yeah.
show them the setup process right now to show them how easy it is. And here, I'm going to just show it real quick now for everyone who is, learning how to do this. So if you could all see my screen right now, this is what happens when you are in the active listing tab when you start using BQool. And the most important thing, if you don't remember anything from today's sharing, is that you have to sign up to BQool and also to SellerAmp. Because if you don't use the two software, you can't use all the features of the integration. So it's really important. And then it's important to use Ahmed's link, which she will share. And you're going to find it, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on somewhere else, to get some of these special promotions that he's offering and that we're offering through Ahmed. And so definitely sign up to BQool, sign up to SellerAmp and able to use this. So once have you signed up, you'll go to the settings part. This is where all your listing comes in. Once you've linked to your Amazon store, and you go to General. And inside General, we're just going to go to the tab, which is the on button, SellerAmp SAS integration. You just press it on, and then it would automatically open into the SellerAmp page. And then we're going to connect. So you don't want to share your token like what I'm doing here with other people, because if you share your token, then people will be adding all these products that's going into your BQool account. And then it would show up in your SellerAmp listing. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to change this token after our sharing right now. Yeah. So now that you've connected, you can see connection has been updated. And then the next step, when I go back here and I go, I just have to refresh my page, and then you're going to see that the SellerAmp listing page now appears. So let me just show you that real quick. Yeah, and let me just make sure everything is working. So you can see the SellerAmp listing page now has appeared. And for the SellerAmp listing page, these are listings that you added through SellerAmp that will show up that you haven't sent into Amazon Seller Central yet. Yeah, and then so you can use that, and you can look at the listings that you use SellerAmp to source, and you haven't shipped it into Amazon Seller Central. Once you've shipped it into Amazon Seller Central, and then it's in the FBA, then it would just move from the SellerAmp listing into the active listing tab. So that's how it works. That's how easy it is to set up. It's very easy, very quick. And is there anything you'd like to add to that as well, Allison?
No, you caught me off guard. Sorry.
Okay, I got you. I got you there.
You got me. I was so entranced. Sorry, Samuel.
Yeah. So I was
it
just
really
sharing...
is as simple. I was just looking at the chats actually. Thank you, Nate Ricks. He's a perfect testimony of just did the integration and love it. It's really simple setup, and yeah, it's as easy as, like you said, toggling it on, flipping it on in SellerAmp, and boom, you're there.
Yeah, so definitely there's a lot of different ways that you could quickly set it up. It's very simple, very easy, and we could show some actual scenarios next about like how to use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just show everyone the first scenario, and also we want to tell you what these are the steps. You go to the listing tab. Then you go to settings, and then you turn on SellerAmp integration, and finally you connect, just like what we just did. Is really easy, really quick, really fast. And then the benefits inside BQool, you're going to see a lot more like buy box data. You're going to see the stock level. You'll be able to check the Keepa chart right inside BQool as well. And then we'll show you an example in just a bit of how that actually works. And then this is before and after. So, Ahmed, I want to ask you, after you set up the integration and before the integration, how has your workflow changed?
Yeah, so everything is much easier. And if before I was using softwares where I was repricing based on the desired ROI, the whole story, Samuel, that I was keep telling you so many times. Bulk upload, set the mean based on the desired ROI. Just everything standard thing. Everyone was doing is pretty much doing the same. Now with this integration, I find that it's much better to set the mean and max based on every single situation, like listing situation, instead of, okay, I upload a list of asins, and it's going to have the mean and max set by the software based on my desired ROI. But you know what's happening? Sometimes you buy a product today, you ship it to Amazon, and by the time it got to Amazon, it tanked. Something happened. But relying 100% on a software to set the mean, maybe the price now is selling below your mean, like maybe your mean is 15% ROI, and everyone now is selling for 13% ROI, like comparing to your price. And so everyone's selling below you, but you don't know this because you're not checking manually. But by doing manually, setting the mean and max manually, now you can see, okay, hold on, everyone now is selling below my mean. So I adjust the mean. Instead of waiting few months, because I believe actually this is what I was doing. I had a default rule, 20% ROI, and I was going through my listings maybe after 30 days to see, okay, what is not selling, why it's not selling. Okay, the price has sunk, I need to drop. But many times you could see this at the moment when it got available for selling on Amazon, and I could save 30 days not waiting, for the price. Not I could save 30 days, because if I do it at the moment, like right now, the way I do it is in BQool, I have a rule, I have a filter which is called
Okay, let me show what you're saying right inside the
yeah.
software so everyone can see what you're so they can follow along here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is what Ahmed said, that inside BQool, he would have a filter here, and there's filters right here. There's filters. You're missing your min prices. You're missing your max price, and you could also select multiple of them if you want as well. Yeah, and then so this is the different things that you could do, and then you said that you'll find the ones that are missing min price. So for example, let's take this one for example, and let's remove the min price, and then we're gonna save it, and then we're gonna go to the listings that are missing min price, and
Yes,
this will
some
now show up the listing. Yeah, can you see my screen?
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, fantastic.
So
And then
what I've done was to create a filter based on mean price missing and
yes.
stock 1+, because I want to see only what is available. I don't care about zero stock listings. I don't want to see them. And you save the view, you save the filters, and you have one view. Yeah, mean price missing, stock +1. So what's going to happen now is going to show me every single listing which is available for sale. I have at least one in stock, and mean price is missing. Why mean price missing? Because if the mean price is missing, it means it's not being repriced. So now I'm going manually through every single one of them, and I set the mean and max based on the current situation, which is very important.
Yes. And then so just from what you just said there, we would turn on the SellerAmp um, app here, and then now it's going to run through this, and then now you can decide how you want to set your min price and your max price once it loads here. So for, let's say for this item, for example, um, how would you set the min price and the max price based on this Keepa chart? Like, how would you price it?
Okay, we have two options here. We either do it from this page that we all see now from BQool website, or you can do it from Amazon. So now let's discuss about this. The way I do it is I look at the chart. I'm looking at the FBA price. Okay, I ignore anything else because I only do FBA, and I look. Okay, I look what is the average price. I look at the minimum price that ever been in the last 12 months, and I look at the competitors, because that's very important to see. Maybe now everyone is selling, let's say, at a price which is giving me only 10% ROI for some reasons. But when I look at this competition, competitors, and I see, okay, it's only 2 FBA sellers with 3 in stock. So I don't want to match them. They will be out of stock. Of course, depending on the BSR, how fast it's selling, you need to look at the whole picture, right? But as a general rule, I look at the average FBA price and at competitors. And the way I have SaaS organized is I have the charts that you were showing now, and exactly below I have the competitors, the offer count, the sellers.
Okay, the offer count right here. We have the offers, 15 offers, for example. There's 5 FBA, and then also FBM here. And then so if you were to use this as an example, like we could actually change the prices right in here. Yeah, we're able to change the min, change the maxes, and then in your workflow, like you just have to click on update,
Yes.
and then you could change this based on your analysis. And then you could also pick the repricing rule based on the actual situation right there and now, because it changes. Like maybe something you got a few months ago, now after you shipped into Amazon, is taken 4 or 5 weeks, sometimes even longer, for it to become available. And then so now you want to update your prices, and you have all of this inside BQool with SellerAmp for the integration. Yeah. And then correct me if I'm wrong. So this is the way that you would use inside BQool, which is a very unique. This is a great way that everybody could use. You could use it to price your product, to change your products as well. And then what I really like in here, using SellerAmp with BQool, you also know, like, for example, how many have you sold in the last days. You'll know that how many you sold right inside SellerAmp. So let's say we take a look at this listing, and let's say we go into Amazon Seller Central. So we're going to look at this product on Amazon Seller Central, for example. And then here we have the SellerAmp. Right here we have it running. Then right in here, you'll be able to know, how many units sold in the last 7 days and how many units you sold in the last 30 days as well. Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely an advantage if you're looking for the product. You're looking on Amazon to Amazon. You're doing storefront stocking as well, which you could also do in SellerAmp. So those are some great features that you could do. Let's show some example using like online arbitrage, and then Ahmed, what's a UK website, without giving any too confidential information, that people could go and source products? Like, for example, in the US, we have Walmart, we have Kohl's, we have different ones. What about in the United Kingdom?
They're all known to everyone. Nothing to hide.
Argos, Sainsbury's, Boots,
Superdrug.
Tesco.
Superdrug. Everyone loves Superdrug.
Yes, Superdrug.
Superdry. And then where would you be able to
Superdrug.
source Superdry for a good price? Like, because I know the outlets. I've been to some of the outlets in the UK.
Did you say Superdrug or Superdry?
Oh, Superdrug. You said Superdrug.
Yeah,
Okay,
Superdrug.
so let's say we go to Superdrug here, and then I guess you are doing some beauty products, and different things here, right?
Yes.
So let's just pretend that we are sourcing for this product.
Yeah.
Maybe Dolce and Gabbana. These are dangerous goods, so you do need to be able to do that, or you could do FBM as well, like if you're fine with that. And then so we would just take this, and then we'll use SellerAmp, and then this would load. And let's say we wanted to buy this Dolce and Gabbana product, and we could see that it's actually selling $80 in the US. So it'd be a little bit different, but let's assume that in the UK, it's similar priced. Yeah, but for our example, we'll just use this one, the US, and we got to make sure that it is the same. It's 100 millimeter. We need to find, this one's 100 millimeters. It looks like it's the same one. So we're going to just pick this item here,
Okay.
and then we're going to see what the price is. So we haven't listed it on Amazon before. We could see that this price has been, oh, this might have some alerts. So it's great to use SellerAmp because you can see all the alerts, whether you can sell the product or not. So this product is going to be difficult to sell, but let's say you do source this product, just as an example, and then it's selling for $80. You get able to get it for 31 pounds. And let's just assume you can sell it for maybe 65 pounds. So that's a huge profit you're making. Right here and then, you could actually export the new listing and you can put your min price. So let's say we got it, let's say 31 pounds. We'll just make it into US. Let's say it's 40 US. We have $1.50 for prep fees and also shipping into Amazon. Let's say the min price for this, based on the Keepa chart, we'll just do a quick estimate. Let's say we could sell it for 60, and then for the max price, we could sell it for 75. And then for the repricing rule, you could pick the repricing rule here. Let's say we put the AI equalizer and you export it, and this would now just go right into BQool. Yeah, using SellerAmp. What are your thoughts about that, Ahmed? Is this a way that you source as well? Just wondering. Yeah.
No, not really. The way I do it is, as I said, I have created a view, a filter, which is with stock 1+ and missing min price. I'm just waiting for the products to get to Amazon, and I think when it gets in the inbound, it's showing in BQool, right? I'm not 100%, but I think when it gets in inbound.
So when
So
it becomes available, it would show in BQool. Yeah.
okay. And this is something I'm checking every single day. Every day I go to BQool, to the filter. I want to see if anything showing there. If anything showing there, I add the min and max. This is how I do it so far.
Okay. And then if you're watching this, it means that you're repricing once it's available for prime shipping for FBA, and then then you price it when it's when it's shipped. It's available for prime for prime shipping, and so you can then price it. So just make sure you don't price it too low. So that's one technique as
Yes.
well, and also you get the current price as well. Let's show example for like RA. And then we can share with everybody example for RA. So like I'll just show. This is a familiar guy. So I went to the States, and then I was, instead of shopping for my wife, I was doing retail arbitrage for about 10 hours, and then to really understand the pain of and then also the challenges of doing retail arbitrage. So I want to ask you, Ahmed, from your experience, like how is it to for your experience? Have you done retail arbitrage in the past, and what was your experience like?
Oh, not great. I tried twice, but I gave up very quick. I uh, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm doing something bad, but people looking at you. What is this guy scanning? It's just not for me. I prefer to do everything from home. I have friends, lots of friends who are smashing with retail arbitrage. They're doing crazy numbers on Amazon. But it's hard for me having, being a family guy with kids and
Kids
it's
running around. Yeah, you can get them all like SellerAmp subscriptions, and then they can all scan the store. It'll be even faster.
yes, it's challenging for me. But what is very important in when you run an Amazon business is to find what exactly you enjoy doing it. Because as a business it's challenging, so it's very important, and you'll deal daily with different things, so it's important to do at least to do what you find that it works for you. For me, it works to do everything from my laptop.
Yeah, this way you have mobile, right? And then what is a nice feature? Maybe Allison, you could share like what with the SellerAmp and BQool integration, you have on the go. You're able to change some of your min and max prices. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
we, as we do with all of our features, we make them available on on all three tools, the web app, the extension, and the mobile app. So again, when you're out in retail, you're scanning a product, you're buying the product, that's when you're closest to that number. That's when you're closest to recalling what you're paying for that product, right? So it's as easy as once you look at the product, yep, I'm buying it. Then you can put your min and max in right there. And then you don't have to even worry about it after that.
And then I remember, Ahmed, you went to Dubai like recently, right? Like not long ago. And so you could be like beside the Burj Khalifa, and you'll be like repricing your item on your cell phone. And then you could also be like changing your prices using SellerAmp. So it's fantastic, right? Like it's on the go, your remote, and then it'll be great to use for people who want to have the access, who want to change some prices on the go as well. There's a lot of other scenarios. Also, let's say if you have VAs, one of the features that people could do using the integration is if you work with work with a team of VAs, you're able to let the VA help you set your min and max price, and you can review it. So typically, the VA will help you have a sourcing sheet, and then they'll give you all the leads. And then depending on how long you've been working with them, and then Ahmed, I know you are an expert in this VA subject. How does it work usually for Amazon sellers with the VAs? Yeah, how much permission do they give them, and how does it work?
Oh, it really depends on the task that the VA needs to do for you. But if you discuss about sourcing VAs, then add inventory it's enough, so you can be so they can be able to see the alerts in SaaS. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm giving access to, the sourcing VAs. Of course, I have other VAs who are doing different jobs, so they need more access, open cases or PPC or whatever it might be. Yes, I'm not sure if this answer your question. I'm not sure if you asked something else. Sorry.
I'm wondering, and we're always proposing new ideas and trying them out. Like, would it be too bold to? Because I know some people, they give like the VA a spending limit, so they get to spend like $1,000 or $500, and you give them some access, and then they might use different credit cards so that it limits their spending, and then they can just buy for them. So now, like one of the use cases we thought that would be useful, like VAs could help you decide how to price your min and max price based on the logic you give them. So you give them some type of like ROI that you're expecting, and then they can help you set those prices while they're using the sourcing, because they're using SaaS when they're doing sourcing. And then this way they can then send that over, and then you as the business owner can review it to review, okay, is this min max? Is this what I want? Or you could decide if you want to enable it before it becomes in the active listing. So that's another use case which could save time, and you could actually reprice the item faster as well. Yeah. So yeah, what are your thoughts about that, Ahmed?
What I do at the moment is I have my admin who's adding all my inventory in Seller Central. And when you add an ASIN in inventory, you need to add the selling price in Seller Central. And they always add at least 20% net margin, unless the FBA sellers are selling at a higher price, a higher margin. Otherwise, we don't like. I really don't care if the FBA sellers are selling at 10% margin. I don't want 20% just in case, because sometimes what is happening is you set a price in Seller Central, and you might be selling while it's in inbound, right? And maybe the repricer didn't kick in yet, and it's not repricing yet, and everyone else just is selling at a higher price. And two things are happening here. You might be selling at a lower profit, and others might follow you, unfortunately, and you're just destroying the listing. So now what I do is 20% net margin, the selling price in Seller Central. And as I said, unless other FBA sellers are selling at a higher price, and then it's my job now to reprice in BQool. I have friends which have outsourced the repricing 100% to the virtual assistants, but
Okay.
for me, I prefer to keep it for myself at the moment.
Yeah, I guess if you're talking about money, about profits, you do want to have a good control of that for sure. Yeah, that's
Yes.
definitely an important point to take. Yeah, so we do have a lot other material that we prepared, and we're just going to quickly share that we do have something very special to offer Ahmed's community. And before we get there are some tips for Q3 and Q4. So we interviewed some 8-figure seller, even 9-figure seller, and some 7-figure sellers as well. And these are some of the tips they're giving for Q3 and Q4. And some of the tips, you want to gear, like this is from Daniel, you want to gear up 1,000 ASINs, gear up to really capitalize on Q4. So you start purchasing items beforehand. And then this is from John. He says, you want to see what you sold in the last Q4, and you want to start accumulating capital and buying replenishable stuff. And then this is also from Perry. He's a 8-figure seller doing retail arbitrage. He buys a little bit deeper. For example, maybe before you wanted the net margin 20%, now you're willing to do like net margin 15% or 18%, so you're a little bit wider. This is from Alexei. He wants to have all the products ready to be shipped. And then there's also from Checkmate Flips, he said he wants to start doing some FBM. This is in the US as well, so he can get ready. When the Q4 season, you might do some FBM and then some FBA at the same time. Yeah, do you have any tips for both for Ahmed and also for Allison? Do you guys have any tips for for Amazon for Q3 and Q4 that people should follow, like based on seeing the best practices and also your own store?
What I do in the business is, when it comes to Q3, in special Q4, I always look at what happened a year before, last Q3 and last Q4, and what happened in January, February, the following year. Because it's not only December, it's January and February too. And I try to look at and try to minimize the potential mistakes. And I'll give an example here. How is it called? Oh my God. Advent calendars. This is a problem. This is something that many are getting caught with loads of stock which are not selling, buying too much. Everyone is on Advent calendars, buying too much. And then you can see in Keepa chart how in December is selling very fast at a very good price. Then you see January, February is just selling at few dollars just to get rid of stock. So you need to be very careful with the quantity that you are buying. Look at the previous year and see how many sellers, but not only previous year. I like, when it comes to seasonal, let's say seasonal products, I like to look at all years. I go back in Keepa and look at the whole years to check the trend, to see exactly how many sellers usually are selling that product during the Q4. I try not to go too deep. That's very important, because when you go too deep, you are being left with a lot of stock on the shelf. A part of the fees that you are going to pay, you will get in a price war. Everyone has too much stock, and the price just crashing like never before. So I prefer to be left with no stock and the listing still selling. I mean, you need to find the balance in the end. Yeah. Right now, I'm suffering a bit in my business because I went too deep in some of my ASINs, very deep, like decades of worth of stock, and I'm suffering. Yeah. So I'm trying to minimize that and try not. At least this is what I do in my business. I was speaking with a friend of mine today. I'm trying to look for different categories, because everyone is the same, like beauty, grocery, pretty much. Maybe in America a bit of shoes. I think it's very common. So I'm trying to look into different categories with less competition.
Yeah,
What about
exactly.
you,
Because
Allison?
you'd be surprised at how many other categories might exist that, like you said, you're not seeing as much competition. products might be more consistent sellers. You've also got seasonality. So things like, gardening products are obviously going to be more popular at certain times of the year. Like, you definitely don't want to get too dialed into toys or beauty, or it never hurts to look around a little bit more and find some of those other categories that might not be as busy. So I like what Ahmed said about the inventory. Like, okay, if you're going to go deep on something, just make sure you're looking at the numbers. What's the estimated sales? What do you think you'll sell out of this? Don't just say, oh, I'm going to sell it all. Like, be realistic. And if you don't sell them, are you okay with taking them back, putting them on your shelf for a while? Or did you drip feed them in and ensure that they are selling at the rate that you want them to sell? So now's that time to start testing those waters on those things. So when September, October rolls around, you are pushing in the proper amount of stock, and you are selling what you can, but not, as Ahmed said, not being stuck paying storage fees, or gosh forbid they send them back to you after 6 months because they don't want to have them anymore. So,
Yeah, those
or
are
pay the
really
fees
good
to get them
tips.
sent back to you, right? So, yeah, there is a little balancing act as far as the inventory goes. But there's still sales going in January and February, right? I mean, we always come
Yeah.
off of Christmas and everybody's spending their gift cards and things like that. So it's not that things just fall off a cliff, but also very valid point of anything that's seasonal in particular, be careful. Don't want to have those advent calendars in February.
I would like to add one more thing. Very, very important. I spoke a lot about this in my community. Review the listings as often as possible. I know it's time consuming and boring, but it's very important. It's gonna help with the cash flow, because by reviewing the listings often, you adjust the prices. Sometimes you can see that a listing has crashed. It's gonna take forever to recover. So instead of you waiting months to get rid of waiting for the price to recover, just lower the mean, get rid of the stock as soon as possible. It's going to help
Yeah,
with the cash flow. Or
yeah,
sometimes what can happen is you see you are competing with 1 2 sellers, a very low stock, the BSR it's very low, it's selling well. So in that case, just increase the price, they might follow you. Or even better, if it's only one seller left, you are competing with him, increase the price, he's gonna follow. And this happens so often since I started reviewing my listings, very often, at least once a week.
Oh, wow, those are really good tips. Yeah, and then definitely we could go on and talk more about Q3 and Q4 tips. But we got like a lot of different questions people are asking, and then on all the different platforms. So I'm going to just pull up some of the questions that people have asked, and then we can all take turns answering them as well. Yeah. So this is the first question that we've seen on different platforms. And it says, any tips on how to streamline my workflow? So I think, this question is coming, um, you know, this question is coming from sellers who really want to improve their workflow. And yeah, maybe Allison, you could reply first, and then maybe Ahmed, you could add upon
sure.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first question is, where do you start streamlining? There's so much opportunity in the streamlining process. If you're working with a team, are they working efficiently? Is everybody stepping on each other's toes when it comes to um, purchasing and replenishing and things like that? So how does the workflow look? Do you find that you are duplicating efforts there? Um, then then we just start getting into software. Like Ahmed said, these softwares are designed to save you time. So make sure you're utilizing them to the fullest extent. If you're not familiar with, in SellerAmp's case, if you're not familiar with certain parts of the product, it might be worth spending a few minutes to investigate them, understand how to use them, because they're there for a reason. We don't just, I think BQool would say the same thing. We don't just randomly put stuff willy-nilly into our software product. We actually strategically put them there to help you. So in our case, utilizing things like notes and tags so you can understand where you purchased a product, or if you want, if you're saving for Valentine's Day next year, create yourself a list of things that you want to buy for Valentine's Day next year. As you're sourcing, don't just be focused on the now, be focused on the future. So lots of ways you can streamline for sure.
And what about Ahmed? Do you have any suggestions for the audience?
Streamline the workflow. It's not my strength here. I keep everything very simple, very very simple. And the question is more about the business in general or just repricing.
I think maybe it's related, like how it changes the workflow. If you have the integration without the integration type, yeah, I think that's probably related to that.
I think I went over the how I streamline the workflow when it comes to BQool and SaaS, which I find very very easy. Um, just and I will answer in the same time to the question, Dimitrios Butrimovic. Um, like when it comes to the repricing, because this is very very important part of the business. um, you have all the data, as you showed, you have all the data at a glance on the Amazon page. And from one page you have the keeper, you have the SKU, you have the ASIN, you have the all the data from SaaS and from BQool, and from there you can very easily set the min max, very easily, having all the data in one place without having going back and forth. And Dimitrios, in SaaS there is a chart, so you don't need to open the big keeper, you can see everything in the chart. Samuel just showed, just I know, in the beginning of the live, but I will show you, don't worry. He's a friend of mine. I will show you in private later. Oh, he's going to show you
Right.
now.
Oh wait. Yeah. Let me just quickly show. For example, right here, you can see that there is keep a chart right in there. Yeah, you can see all that.
I
Yeah, you
think
can
you would
actually.
like to see from BQool website.
Oh, inside the
Like,
BQool panel, right?
yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I just want to confirm something. So we'll show that as well. I'm just going to pull that up so everyone can see inside the BQool panel. Yeah. All right. Here I'm now going to share my screen, and you can now see um, while SAS is running. And then here we could see right here, just inside the BQool channel here, you can rotate it different. You can make it bigger, make it smaller. And you could see the Keepa chart right inside there. Yeah, up to, you know, 7
Could
days,
you
30. Yeah.
just scroll down to see the charts? That looks
Yeah.
better, to be honest.
Yeah. The charts here, right? Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
or up.
This
Nope.
is
Or
the
is that
Up, 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 up,
this
up, up.
up going up. Okay.
I think it was
And then
up, wasn't it?
there's actually some cool setting here. You could see that you could actually move some of the important. Allison, like
Mhm.
we're
Yep.
we're able to drag up, right?
Grab
Like
grab the move, and you can move your panels around so you can have them in
okay,
whatever order you want.
so
So
I can move the buy
yeah,
box analysis.
just hit save on the bottom of the page, though. Don't forget to hit save at the
Oh,
bottom.
okay. Make sure to hit save there. Yeah, and then oh my goodness, and then so here I'm just gonna just open that again, and then you could see the buy box right here, analysis right here. Yeah, is that what you want to see, Ahmed?
no. I want to see the charts.
Here.
So, oh
There
yeah,
we go.
that one.
Yep, that
Yeah,
one.
and you can make it
And
bigger. For me, it's easier. I understand some people will not find, like, they would prefer to look at Keepa, but for me, it's easy to understand what's
and
the min and max.
yeah, we tried to make it uses all the same data. So we just tried to make it very user friendly. On just below that, where you are, Samuel, is a little button. You can make it a full screen view if you want to. So that little launches it into a full
Fantastic. Yeah. So
separate
you could
window. So
actually open this
and
chart in a new
that works
window if you
on
wanted
the
to as
mobile app
well.
as well. Yeah.
I love that. I love that feature. Yeah. So you guys see, you can see very detailed
Mhm.
this Keepa data. And then this is fantastic because I believe this is included in the SaaS subscription as well.
It is.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is.
yeah. So that is a great feature. So we're gonna answer some more questions that we received, and let's take a look at some of the questions that our audience you have asked. So let's see if we can um, we can see some of the other some of the questions. I've so this one. I'm just gonna pull up. I remember Ahmed that you said you would kill for this integration. Yeah.
I hope there's no. I hope that's not true.
I told you, well, as soon I saw the integration, no, as soon I heard, because I heard before seeing
Yes.
the
Yes.
integration, I said, okay, as soon it's up and running, I will sign up, and this is what I did.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
then
hard to describe how useful it is. You need to use it to understand.
yes, you have to use it to experience it. You can sit on the sidelines. It's kind of like selling on Amazon, right? You could keep on watching videos. You could do a lot of work, but you have to go out and actually do it. And
Yes.
then this way, it would change your life. Yeah, and then you take action. Yeah, it's actions speak louder than words. And then
Yeah.
this, Dimitri, I know you have some questions as well. And I think for this question, you would need to look at your specific account. And then you can, and I think because this specific issue, you will have to look at your specific account for us to answer the question that you have. And then, yeah, if you want to, and if you want to jump in, Allison, yeah, like we can, I think, because like we get this type of question sometimes, and we have to look at the specific account to understand the whole situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Which?
And
Sorry, I
then,
didn't know which question we were looking at there.
oh, there's the question from Dimitri about SaaS. Yeah, yeah, and then here's another question. Big shout out to Razvan. 7 countries where you have all the act listing all the countries on one window. That is a good suggestion, and that will be something that we'll look into. Currently, we have we have different interface than some of the competitors in the market, and we also have other features that they don't have as well. And then we're integrated with SellerAmp. So those are some good suggestions. Yeah. And then if a lot of people ask them, we would also provide them. So shout out to you, Razvan, asking about the interface question for BQool. Other questions from the audience? We also have some from that was asked on our channel as well. And this one, this question is, what new data is visible in SellerAmp because of the integration with BQool? So maybe, Allison, maybe you could
Sure.
answer that question. Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. They it's not only just data that's visible, but it's also the ability for you to put things in. I think is the thing that we need to enter data in there. So you're gonna, like we've been speaking of, you'll be able to set your min and your max, and your repricing rule that you want to use. But then you'll be able to see. Let's see if I can get this right here. Hurrah! The amount that you've sold, the amount that you have, the price, right? Last price it was
Yeah.
sold at, right? And I'm missing something. You're quizzing me now, guys. You're quizzing me.
We dare not. We dare not. Yeah. But yeah, but like you said, right? There's a lot. You could use SellerAmp. You could get a lot more of it. You could see the available quantity. You could see the units sold the last 7 days, 30 days, and this will help you make more intelligent buying decisions. Just
For
like
sure.
the data from SellerAmp is going to help you make better repricing decisions as well. You have more buy box analytics. You are able to see how much stock other people have as well, which will really make a difference when you are sourcing products and then also repricing as well. We have a time for a couple more questions here. And then this question is, let me see if I could see. Okay, this one is a BQool question. Can I use this even with a $25 BQool plan? And the answer is yes. Yeah, we don't discriminate against any plan or any seller. We don't have any caps for our plans, so you could use it on every single plan. So it's good to get a plan now, and this way you'll be grandfathered in, and you'll be able to use all of the integration features. And of course, if you're not using SellerAmp, make sure to subscribe to SellerAmp so that you could show that. And then we have also let's see if there's other questions or any comments people have. People are asking in here. Oh, there is another question. They're asking if there's any special promo here. Yeah. So what do you think, Allison? Is there any special promo
Sure. Why
for the
not?
community?
Why
Yeah.
not? Let's do it.
Should we show them? Should we show
Sure.
them that? And then yeah, it'll probably be good if you're using Ahmed's link. Yeah, make sure to use Ahmed's link. So you can find Ahmed's link, or maybe Ahmed can post it in. And this is the special promo. Okay, ladies first. You guys, you can talk about your promo first. Yeah.
For those of you that are not SellerAmp subscribers and want to take advantage and get these two hooked up together, what we'll do is, and this goes until the 1st of August, if you use the code BQool Summer, we'll give you 50% off the first month. And then if you're going to do an annual option, BQool Summer Annual, we'll give you 10% off for the year. So just enter those codes when you are signing up.
And then on the BQool side, we have a $45 off over 3 months. And it continues to give you more and more discount. This is on the $100 plan, including the monthly plan. We usually don't have much discount for the monthly plan. You could definitely look at the pass. We don't do much discounts. And if you can't, or you're not ready to commit $100 yet, we have something that's very special, very competitive, that you can ask Ahmed. Yeah, there's a special deal that Ahmed has that you could ask him about, and then he could share more details about that. So yeah, that's definitely. And then he also is very informative. He'll teach you how to use the repricing, also how to use SellerAmp. So make sure to use his link as well. And then here's some advertising. Make sure to follow our channels as well. Follow SellerAmp, follow Ahmed's channels, and also follow BQool's channel as well. There's also a Instagram BQool Samuel account that I've been heavily trying to promote. Yeah, it's growing quickly as well. Yeah, I just gotta put the plug in there. Yeah, and then anything, Ahmed, what is your favorite feature? Like based on what Allison and I shared today. Yeah.
My favorite feature is the integration, to be honest. And you should believe this because, as I said, as soon I heard about the integration, I said, okay, I will sign up. It's great. Another nice feature I like is the conditional repricing, the automations. These two are my favorite ones, yes, and this is what I use.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and then so now you could actually pick your conditional repricing rule right in SellerAmp. Whether that's inventory-based repricing, your repricing based on units sold, you're basing on other factors as well, and we could share more details about that later. And then, we just appreciate everybody joining today. If you're watching this at another time as well, and we're just happy to be here and answer any questions you have. And we just love how the integration also saves time as well for everybody. And then anything you would like to, any last words we want to share, Allison, from your end?
No, enjoy the integration. Great suggestions that we had here for a couple ways to enhance things, the integration. We're always looking for that. So if we didn't get to your question, certainly our support team is there both on both ends, support at selleramp.com, support at BQool.com, to help out with any other questions, concerns, queries, that type of thing. So really appreciate everybody taking the time to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Ahmed, for hosting us. And it's great to have the strong partnership together. I love your input, your ideas. You've given me a lot of, both of us, a lot of great ideas
Sure.
to really help the Amazon sellers, and you're also speaking up for the Amazon sellers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. Yeah. Any last words, Ahmed? Yeah.
Anyone who joins my community, any question about how to use SaaS or BQool, I'm more than happy to share the way I use it, and any support regarding Amazon in general. More than welcome, guys, to ask me anything. If I know, I will share. And for you, Samuel, Alison, thank you very much for organizing this live. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure. I hope it's not the last one. Yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
thank you to both of you. Thanks for Samuel and his team for being there to put this all on, and of course, Ahmed, keep the good info coming. Keep people inspired.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you're watching this, you're in Europe. I'm very excited because I know there's a huge investment into Germany. So the European market is definitely growing, and we're excited about that. And we want to get you guys the best experience. And I know that SellerAmp, y'all going to you guys are going to the UK as well,
We
and
are.
there's
Yep,
actually a meetup,
exactly.
right? There's
There
going to
is
be
a
a
meetup.
meetup.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
for
So,
Amazon sellers.
if you go to selleramp.com/Nottingham, you'll get all the details on that. And
Yes.
it's August 17th. So hopefully
Yeah.
see you folks there.
And
I know
Ahmed,
we'll
you're going as well.
Yes.
Of course. Actually, I'm supposed to be on holiday right now. I missed the flight, and I didn't book a flight to come back in the UK, but it's going to be 16 because I need to attend.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yes.
Much
That's very
appreciated.
sweet of you. Yeah. Yeah, how did you miss your flight to Romania?
Uh,
Like,
so
okay, we could talk about it offline. Yeah, we will not
I was gonna say,
share
yeah,
with.
that might be a good story for later, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for your time, and then yeah, we'll be in touch. And yeah, we wish everyone a wonderful day, whether it's afternoon or evening, or a different time. Yeah. So now is the time to take action. Sign up to BQool, sign up to SellerAmp. Follow Ahmed. Make sure to follow the tips to get you to become the next Amazon top seller.